I'm Karen Holton, ET and Angelic Experiencer, author, exopolitical ambassador, ascension coach, and
And I'm Joan Widen, clairvoyant medium, Reiki master teacher, energy healer, body, mind, and soul coach, and podcaster.
And this is the Unseen Nexus podcast.
Have you ever drew a veil?
Or want to learn more about our transdimensional neighbors?
Join us as we unravel the mysteries of existence, from profound spiritual awakenings and ancient wisdom,
to interstellar discoveries and the complex conspiracies that bind them all.
Journey to uncover the truth about humanity's extraordinary place in the cosmos.
Get ready to challenge your perceptions and expand your understanding.
Your spiritual.
And we're back with Joan Widen and Karen Holton. Today, we're peering into the many ways that we can protect ourselves spiritually with the uptick in spiritual and paranormal contact that we have seen in recent years. And since we are often dealing with invisible entities, it might be wise to learn and use tried and trusted methods to protect us and our realms. Prepare to have your perceptions challenged. Don't miss this mind-bending episode of the Unseen Nexus. All of the links are featured below in the description. Check us out, subscribe to our channels, leave us your comments, like our videos, and please do share our content with your friends. And I'm happy to announce that you can now take out channel memberships to either YouTube or Rumble and take advantage of my perks and help to support the channel. So here we are, another fun-filled day. How you doing, Joan?
I'm doing great. I see we both got the spiritual memo to wear gray hoodies.
Oh, that's funny. That happened last time too. Yeah.
Yeah. So, happy to be back.
Yeah. It's good to be back. I just want to say a quick hi to Helena, and I guess she is our only live streamer today. But anyway, sorry, live chat person today. But that's okay. I'm sure more people are on their way. They just haven't gotten here yet. So I know this is a topic you know quite a bit about. Oh, Rodney is also here today. Yeah, we did have a few sound issues, but we are hopefully all working. Can you, in the live chat, hear both Joan and I? Okay, that'd be good to get a little bit of feedback.
Yeah, let us know.
Oh, we got somebody else in here. We got at Ashra, sorry for butchering your name, at Ashra Sadiq R3K. I'm sorry. I know I did a lousy job of your name, but I appreciate you and I'm very glad you're here. Yeah. So, Joan, I know you do a lot of work with, metaphysical work and clairvoyance and things like that. What do you do to spiritually protect yourself?
So there's so many different ways, but for what I do is really, for me, is grounding, and I know this might challenge a lot of people's perceptions. I do have things that I wear. So I wear a red bracelet, right? If you can see it, there you go, right in front of there. A red bracelet that I have made, and it is consecrated to say, as a protection and also a good luck abundance thing. Hello from Bangladesh. And there are, like, I also do have, like, I put, how can I say it? There are different things depending on, so in my house, before I come, like, anyone can come in, I have put how do I say it? I think like a portal almost around the front door, and there is rose quartz there and selenite, and I believe a smoky quartz. And so whenever someone enters, like passes through that threshold, they leave all their stuff at the front door. Right? And so when they come in, it is a safe space and it can be. And then once they leave, they can either pick up their stuff, their quote unquote energetic stuff, and take it with them. But if they choose not to, like energetically, and they leave it there, it is my giveaway and their giveaway back to the universe as they're shedding what no longer serves them. And it just helps, right? So I have that. I also have it in my office. I have it in my husband's office. We have selenite blocks. He has a salt block. We change it up a little bit. And there are different amulets that you can wear. But, and I don't know if you would agree to this or not, but above all of everything there is, right? Above all is you need to take care of you, like your temple. Our mind and our body have to be one. And if they are not, that is the biggest kink in our armor, if you will. And that is what can break down your protection, even if you have a bracelets, right? Or a protection bundle. It doesn't matter if this temple does not align with your mind. That is the biggest kink. And external stuff, because external stuff like this is a human experience thing, right? So that is my experience, and from working with entities and like a jinn or souls that are not in the light, not necessarily not in the light, but are like kind of are lost. They have access to what's in here. And if you're not fully capable and understanding your full boundaries and what you know is true 1000% for you, they can break that down, and none of these can really help you in that moment. That's just my opinion, but and my experience from working. But do these absolutely help? Yes, because it gives us that extra added, that confidence, if you will. Now, when I do Reiki out and about, what I do is it's just like surgery. You put on your like surgical coat, right? You put on your surgical clothes. You put them in. You put them on, right? You put the gloves on. You put them on, and you let go. And you can. Sometimes people, when they're around me and they're very in tune, they'll hear the snap of the gloves when I put it on, right? And so those are fun things, and those are things that I have used in the past. I've used domes, right? And again, it's really right when it comes right down to it, it is you, because we are the connectors. We are the medium between, right? The two worlds. We are the ones that are channeling and going through. Karen, right? Like we're the ones that are tapping into it. So this vessel, we always have to work on, right? Like it's life is a school.
Sorry, I'm just answering someone in the chat. Go ahead.
Okay. But honestly, so that's my biggest takeaway, right? Like there's so many different tools. There are like selenite pieces which dissipate a lot of the tools that we have dissipate and break down the negative energies, right? Some of these, right? Like, so I had a First Nations person make me a bundle. I'm going to do it like this because it's caught on something and I can't. Do I know kind of what's in it? I do. I do know that there's a piece of my hair in it and there's some tobacco in it. But other than that, they made it specifically for me. So there are other different things that I don't know that are in here. And it does work, right? And again, it just gives you that extra confidence. And with this, when I wear this, I find that my spirit guides that are of native descent, or even my animal guides, really come through, and they're really, really connected, and they're stronger because of that tool. And even the Catholics, I grew up Catholic, so I'm going to put this out there also. Holy water actually does help. And when I am doing and working with a really hard to deal with energy, I will bring holy water with me. And it just helps break it up. It's one of those things where you do, and holy water is blessed salt water, right? So yeah, there's just so many different things. And I'm going to say, which is a really good one, because our good friend here, my co-host Karen, sells are these, the Oregon generators. And these really, really help, because sometimes when I'm on the show and there's not necessarily Karen's, but when I'm invited on a show and there's the energies are a bit scattered, it can give me a really heavy headache. And unfortunately, like today I have a headache, but I believe it's because dark energies don't want you guys to have this information. So they're trying to stop me from telling you that you are the best asset that you have, and that you are the strongest thing and being in the whole entire world. We just have to own it and know it, right? And when we have these different tools, they help, right? Like there's so many different things, even from around the world. I have here, it's like an evil eye. Can you see this? I'm trying to put it in front of me so you can see, right? So the evil eyes are like, again, it's to prevent curses from attaching to us and for people not to see us, quote unquote. So there's so many different ways. I love the Oregon generator. It has her website. You still have them, right, Karen?
Yeah, I have them actually for the next 4 days. I have them at 40% off.
Ooh,
because I have a sale that I've been holding for 6 weeks, and it ends November the 30th. So yeah,
so
if
yeah,
you guys are interested, do check them out.
I would definitely check it out. It's gorgeous. It's like, honestly, her generators are really, really gorgeous. They are shot, they're not matted, I don't know, they're just, I don't know how else to say it, but it's the best generators that I've seen that other people have sold, right? She also has the ones. We're plugging Karen here, right? So,
Thank
and
you.
again, she has these on for sale. This, Karen, what is this one? This one has
That one has clear. It has aluminum to absorb the energy. Then it has clear quartz, rose quartz, and amethyst, and then it has aluminum for a final direction, yeah, pulls it, and it goes in the wider end and it comes out the narrow end. I have one here that's very similar, and it has black tourmaline and selenite. So I use this one for balancing and harmonizing, and then I use the one that you have for healing. And they literally work like a wand. You just go in circular or spiral over any area, and yeah, it's pretty good. That's my favorite defense tool for sure. I use those a lot. Yeah.
And again, like if you look at this wand, it is clear. It is not, because I've seen organ generators where they're not shiny and they're smooth, yes, but they're not like polished, if you will. They're kind of more matte, and you can't necessarily see right through it. Does that make sense? But yeah, these again, amazing stuff. I do bring this also, and I've tried it. It is 1000% legit and amazing. Again, everything is in here. It's a different process than how a lot of things that like Karen really took the time to say, okay, I really want this to shine and be a really high quality, right? So again, like sometimes when things are a little bit more expensive, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's because it's marked up for super high, but it's because there was time that was made out of it. There was thought, there was process, there was making sure that everything in it was going to be to your standards and more, right? So yeah, but there's so many things. Like again, let's do the Christian aspect of things. So here's another one, right? The angels. People put them in their car, and they do this for a guardian angel. There is, where did it go? When my oldest was born, I was given this to put on her crib, and it was the guardian angel here, right?
Beautiful.
Yeah, and so again, that just helps to calm our humanness and our mind to show, but really 1000%. This, take care of you, take care of this. If you have inner demons, if you have your shame and your blame within yourself, and that we keep it here, and we're like, okay, yeah, it's gone. But in those moments when you're being quote unquote attacked spiritually by a negative entity and a demon, and Karen will tell us her story after I say this, is they tend to use that against you. And then all these things that are in here get amplified 1,000,000 times over, right? Did you want to share that? Sorry, I kind of threw you under the bus if you didn't want to share.
I'm not sure which story you're referring to, Joan. I'd love to tell it, but I'm not really sure which time you're talking about.
When you were in your rental, and
okay,
right, and you weren't feeling
well,
like yourself.
Okay. Before we get onto that, I just want to go back in the chat because Fearlessly Phoenixing asked if I make pendulums. And yes, I do have a few pendulums left, but I wasn't happy because the chain, it has a crystal with a chain with some crystals on it, and then it has the orgone generating pendulum at the end. And the chains, for some reason, over time became kind of dark and not shiny anymore. I didn't feel I could sell them anymore, but I have 2 or 3 left. So let me know where you are, and I'll give you a cost for shipping, and I'd be happy to just send you when you don't have to even pay for it. But what Joan was talking about is I'm sorry, I'm trying to read the chat and talk at the same time. Okay, I'll talk first. I'll give you my experience, and then I'll come back and catch up with the chat. Okay, so long story short, I was living in the Comox Valley, and I was having a lot of health issues, including mental health issues. And my former husband had said, why don't you let the children, because we were divorced and I had 2 children by him, why don't you let the children come and live with us, because he had remarried, and give you a break. Long story short, the children went to live with him, and then he cut me off completely. And I was devastated, absolutely devastated. And I was in this really low frequency feeling of grief and despair and panic, and I needed to see my children. I mean, I'm their mother. That's pretty natural. And it was really, really bad. Well, then I started having the impulse to kill myself. And it was in a kind of a weird and specific way, not common at all. And I couldn't shake it. And I couldn't shake it. And finally, I thought, well, this is no kind of life. I guess I'm going to do it. The night before, I had an angelic visitation. Those of you who are familiar with my channel, familiar with my book, familiar with my story, my history, know about this. And so the angels did not appear in human form. They appeared as points of light, with light flashing out the sides like wings. I assumed they were angels. I didn't exactly ask. I just assumed that this was an angelic encounter. Long story short, they asked me why I went off myself. Terribly painful. I can't stand it. And they told me that there are exit points, but there are exit points, but be careful what you choose, because it's not something to be taken lightly. And what would it take for me to stay? And I said, well, I need help. I need help. And they said, will you let us know? And we'll give it to you. Whatever you need care to get you through, we'll do. Now, I just want to go back to the negative energy thing. So what happened was, I actually was able to do a lot of shadow work and take advantage of my newfound angelic support. And I no longer was bothered with this compulsion to off myself. But about 2 years later, I had a friend, and well, not really a friend, sort of an acquaintance. She asked me where I lived, and I told her. And she says, oh my God, you know what happened in that house? And I said, no. And she said she was close friends with the mothers. So somehow, and she told me how he did it. It was the same exact kind of weird and quirky way to do oneself in. So I didn't even know that at the time. I didn't find that out till 2 years later, but this is way beyond a coincidence. So what happened was, because I was so sad and felt so bad, that somehow I tapped into, like, a lot of this is about matching frequencies. And so when we're of a low frequency, when we're grieving, we got shame and anguish and hatred and jealousy and all that stuff, we're drawing in like-minded frequencies that can affect us. And I know from my own personal experience, this is absolutely true. And so I'm telling you this because I want to reiterate what Joan said. You need to take really good care of yourself. You need to feel your worth, feel that you're worth tapping in. And I'll give you a tip, because what I discovered in my journey is anger is the most awesome pivot point. So you've got like grief and anger and hatred and jealousy and all these really low vibrational frequencies, and then you have anger. And we think of anger as being low frequency, and in a way it is, but it's a pivot point, because anger gives you the energy to pivot, make different decisions, take a stand for yourself in your personal realm and to move into those higher frequencies. And it doesn't happen overnight, a little bit up, a little bit down, a little bit back up, a little bit higher. And soon we realize our whole reality, our ability to manifest, everything absolutely changes. So with that, I'm just going to quickly go back into the chat and
I'm just gonna grab something behind me so I can show you
go
too.
ahead. So Fearlessly said, did you say Comox Valley by chance? Yes, I did. It happened to me. I was living in Courtney, which is part of the Comox Valley. Yes. And she also says, oh no, that's brutal. Yeah, it was. It was very brutal. I cannot stress what a devastation that is to lose your children. I just want to go back to what Helena says here. Back to here. She said, oh, no, yeah, Helena says, my girlfriend is autistic, low function, and speak not so much, very OCD, but she's telepathic and spiritual, and men too. Absolutely. For those of you who've been watching the telepathy tapes, gosh, what a great series. I cannot, okay, interesting. I wonder if it has to do with the way the protection, since the orgone was absorbing, but the metal couldn't handle it. I'm not sure about that.
Here, I'm going to show you. So here, do you see how this has like oxidated and stuff?
Yeah, that's what happened.
It's just because it's silver plated, it's stainless steel, and it just does that. Now, if I were to sit here and rub it, it will. So Karen, I think it's okay. Like, if you want to discount it a little bit more, but honestly, they all do that. Like, look at this. I had my own store.
That's how mine
like
went.
that.
I only have like 3 left, but still,
right.
You know, if somebody wants one, I'd be happy to send them to them. Yeah, and of course, going to bless me with an order even better. I would just tuck that pendulum right in there at no cost.
So again,
and beautiful. And Fearlessly says, I appreciate your true, honest sharing. That's incredible. And have you tried? Exactly. And Fearlessly says, intense emotions are pivotal catalysts, especially if recognized and trust in your awareness to move forward. Absolutely.
You know,
and
also have all those
also
up and downs.
And Ash, she's he or she, I'm sorry, I don't know. Joan is a clairvoyant and medium. This is amazing. Here's my question for knowing that psychic abilities and mediumship difference. Here is my question.
So what is the difference? So I would say, okay, if that's the question, I would say the difference between just psychic abilities, say, is when you're a medium, you can have one come talk to you at a time, versus when it's a psychic energy, you don't necessarily know where the information is coming from, the collective. And it's versus a medium, when you're talking to someone that has passed, it's one person. It's a single soul. It is. So it would be like when I'm on stage, there would be, it's just like this. We're on stage here. So if Karen was talking to me, this is mediumship. If we had a panel of a whole bunch of people on here, how I can kind of interpret the difference is, you know, things are getting, the energy and the messages are coming, but it's not necessarily specific to one soul. or
Mhm. I think so. For me, I don't have a lot of my psychic experiences really well defined even. I did the best I could to put them in my book. But it used to be that I got varied communicating with me. Some was in my own voice, in my own head. Often it was a spontaneous knowing. Well, they would often leave clues as to they were a dead relative, whether they were an ET or a fairy or an angel or anything like that. But then it got to the point where I just learned to trust it and I don't worry about it. I got to tell you something, guys. This is so friggin' hilarious. It just happens true. So I've had ET contact off and on and in different ways for many years. And then lately, final discovery where they have very high ranking military and government officials saying, yes, ET is here. Yes, they've been here for thousands of years. Yes, we have recovered ships. We have recovered bodies. Yes, we're in contact with them. This is absolute. Contactees or contact beings have been in an interdimensional location. I didn't know too much about what was going on here on Earth. So finally I got it. And I went, then and then I got a voice in my head that said, Karen, who the heck do you think you've been talking to all this time? And it just about knocked me on my butt. And it was from, I guess, Earth ETs. So sometimes the good forces can be there to help you, and you're not even really aware of what they are or what they're doing. But I thought you guys would enjoy that because it just about knocked me on my ass. Karen, who the heck do you? It was kind of cool.
Like as you were telling your story, even I'm like, okay, Karen, you have more mediumship tendencies. Do you know what I mean? Like, because sometimes, like my psychic stuff, when I'm not doing mediumship, things just pop in, and they don't really present themselves of who they are. It's just a knowing, and it just comes through. Does that mediumship is because that soul or whomever actually steps forward and is like right beside me, just like Karen is right now. Yeah.
Well,
so,
I don't. The
so
reason
many.
I don't call myself a psychic medium or anything like that is because there have been times when I've been wrong, Joan. There have been times where I've been completely wrong, or something or someone convinced me that I was wrong. You know what I mean? Because I see deep. So what that means is, and I know this is going to sound disgusting, but I'm just so gatherings where there have been relatives by marriage to family members, and I know right away that they're a pedophile. I can feel it. It creeps me out. I need to leave, and here I can't say anything. Rules to say anything. You know what I mean? It would cause so much trouble, and I can't say anything. And really, it's none of my business. What am I going to do? Run around and go, you dirty that. That's why I don't call myself a psychic. That's why I do have, I know I do definitely have a lot of paranormal experiences. But what if I'm wrong? What if I get it completely wrong? Like, I don't know. I'm not fully
think
confident.
Of it
Let's put it that way.
Because there are times where it's like, okay, I just am not connecting with whoever's sitting across from me, and I'm like, I'm sorry, it's just not. They're not fully connecting with with me. So I'm sorry, we're going to have to end this reading, right? And it's not necessarily that we are wrong. We might be interpreting the message not in the way that, or again, because we are playing charades with spirit and we're trying to figure out, and it also depends on our life experiences on how we're going to get these things, you know, how we're going to interpret these messages from spirit. And sometimes I'm going to tell you, there are some people that's in, and I've had people like that, but they sit there and I'm like, okay, well, we're not, but they want you to keep telling them more stuff, right? So I've had people do that, and it plays with your mind a little bit and going, well, maybe I can't do this. But that's the energy that's trying to get you to stop telling people and helping them grow and enlighten for them. You know what I mean? Them per se, but their friends come to me afterwards and say, you wouldn't believe what kind of transformation this person said about after your reading. Meanwhile, in front of me, it was like, absolutely no, 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 that's not right. That doesn't make sense. But do you see what I mean? It's because that is what they want you to think and feel, right? It's,
Yeah.
I don't know. Some
It's,
people,
you know,
like,
it's sort of, it's a weird phenomenon I've had all my life where people want to get close to me to get information. Like, for instance, one place where I was volunteering, the woman who worked there, she was complaining that no matter what she did, her marriage wasn't working, no matter what she did. And I knew instantly her husband was having an affair, instantly. And I just blurted it out, your husband's having an affair. Well, she went home, confronted him, and here he was having an affair. But one problem I have is all these people, they want me to be like their best buddy. They don't know me. If they meet other people, yeah, exactly. They don't want anybody to know they meet me, that they know me. But then they really want to pump me for information behind the scenes. Well, I don't fall for that anymore, thank God. And I guess
it takes a bit.
probably a little bit,
You know, it takes
getting off the subject here, but it is a protection for sure. Fearlessly says, I struggle with the psychic title only because I don't like the situations where people don't want to hear the truth, like when someone won't stop about getting back with their ex. Oh God, yes, nausea, and they tell you how horrible their spouse is and how horrible their mother is and how horrible their sister is. And I run into them 7 years later, and it's the same conversation as though it just happened yesterday. And no, I don't do that. I don't do that either. That's when I got to bring out my orgone generators. I've got some that have shungite. I have some that have hematite. I sleep with this because it's really comfy and it helps me to recover. I rely on orgone generators so much, and I know that they were divinely inspired. I'm sorry, I'll just quickly tell you this and I'll zip it. So when I was actually, before I moved to Alberta, where I am now, I was going to put all my orgone generators away in storage. They weren't really selling, and I just thought one less thing to worry about. And my guides told me, no, put them in a basket and keep them where you can get to them. And I moved, and about 2 weeks later, someone who I had no idea who they were, where they were from, anything like that, and she started ordering my orgone generators, and she was absolutely raving about them. She was buying them from me, and greatest thing. But I had the clear, no, do not put them in storage. Keep them in a basket where you can get right to them. And I was like, wow, it's so cool. I don't claim to be extraordinary in any way, but I have had some really amazing, amazing experiences. So I want to get back to protection a little bit, but I'll give you a chance
So
to,
I'm going to
say
say,
something, Joan.
so what you were just talking about, it's like a real life soap opera, right? I've watched General Hospital, As the World Turns, Days of Our Lives, all of those. Now, if I were to go, I don't have cable, but if I were to go to someone's house and watch Days of Our Lives now or whatever, I would be able to actually pick up wherever I left off 15, 20 years ago, the last time I watched it, because it is exactly the same shit, just in a different, with different people, but it's the same show. Anyway, so
Exactly.
with that in mind, is you do need to have protection around you and for that, right? And that is where protection, like even, what is this? This is smoky quartz, and it also helps dissipate that. But the orgone generator, like the one that the medallion you have, right, the round one, you can wear that, right? You can wear that, or us women, we have bra pockets. You can put it in there, right?
I
And
also, I
show me
also use
what
it
else
in
you
the
got.
bath a lot,
Oh,
in a salty bath, because it restructures the water.
see, and that perfect. And this is one example why I say Karen's is totally different than everyone else's, because not all Oregon generators that you buy can go in water, because especially salt water, because it would break it down. But Karen's for sure, not. You know what I mean?
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Well, a lot of mine, actually, I designed them and a friend of mine made them for me. And he does a double coat. So after he, the second time to get that really nice finish. But yeah, the quality
Polished look, right?
is pretty fantastic. I love it. I swear by it, and I have tons. And yeah, so I also use crystals. Symbol A lot of
There's so
my
many
orgone
crystals.
generators have symbols. Symbols are also energetic, and they also have protection. So there's symbols. I use spirals a lot.
It has to be
Yeah,
here in my face.
yeah. That's a
Um,
shungite. That's a shungite one. Yeah.
yes,
Actually, all the large ones are gone now. I only have a few of the small ones left.
but
Yeah.
so salt is an amazing thing, right? If you think about it, the ancient societies and civilizations, what was the most to it was salt. It wasn't gold, it was salt, right? And salt, because you can use that for anything. If you feel like there's an attachment to you and you can't seem to shake it off, right? Sometimes that plays into our mind a little bit. You put salt in your hand, you rub it together like this, and you're like, I am now being cleansed. You turn on the water to cold, and then you just rinse it off, and I am now clear, right?
Now clear.
And that's it, right? Now, if you want the whole body experience, you do what Karen does, is you get into the tub and you need to put in, so Epsom salts work, or a cup. I'm going to tell you, if you're doing this work, it needs to be at least 5 cups in there. It's almost like, you don't want to pour it where you're going to be sitting, because it might hurt the butt.
Sorry, I had to laugh.
No. But you know what I mean? Like, it really has to be. So it's as salty as the ocean, and that you can still feel like the crystals within the water. That's what's really going to pull that out of you. It's going, and I'm going to tell you, even once you have that running, and you put your first toe in it, you can immediately feel like a new person. Like if you felt like you were feeling low, or you're like, who's this? What is this? Is this mine or someone else's? And you're not quite sure, and you get into that bath, even when you just stick your first toe in it, it's like a miracle. You feel like a new person right away.
Mhm.
Don't
I
you
want to
feel,
add
Karen?
I want to add a couple things to that too. So in a salty bath, I will usually use a combination of salts. So I'll use like 2 cups of sea salt, and then I'll use like
Okay, yep.
3 cups of Epsom salts. I will use some essential oils and of course, and then I have all kinds of, on my website, different orgone generators that are round and that are smooth, that are better for taking in the bath. You don't really want to take anything pointy in the bath. These
No.
are fantastic. And and the other thing is the plumbing. People don't realize that our plumbing is grounded to the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And all our electrical outlets, they have a third little hole there for the ground. That's all wired. All of our electronics in our house are wired to the plumbing system. That causes all of it to be grounded deep into the earth. So when you're doing a salty bath, a therapeutic bath, I have some videos on my YouTube channel too on how to do that. What happens is you're also grounded because of the salt and everything. You're instantly grounded,
Yes.
and it's a great way to purify. But I want to say one more thing about salt: is we're told that animal fat's not good for you, dairy products aren't good for you, salt is not good for you. Oh my God, don't use salt on anything. Well, guess what? It's all bullshit. Salt is so important for you. Yeah, that people should be putting in. This is not medical advice. This is my own opinion, and this is my own experience. I'll put about a quarter of a teaspoon into a cup of water every time I drink it. So you figure that salt is going all in your body. A lot of negative attachments and stuff are not going to like that. And then guess what? You get to pee it all out, all the bad stuff.
Yes.
So I want to also emphasize salt is the great purifier. Like Joan said, it's worth more than gold. And a lot of people don't even know about it, or they're staying away from it because they think it's a health concern.
But yes, I do have salt in this drink.
There you go.
I have salt in that drink, and yes, for the bath. So for our American friends, because every time I go to America, I go to Trader Joe's. I think, or it's one of the organic stores, and I go in and I get a tub. It's like a 5-pound bucket of dead sea salt. And so I put 5 cups of my Epsom salt in there, and then a cup of the dead sea salt, and it's just heaven, I'm going to say. But again, it is one of those things where people, and also to hear spirit, we need water. We need more water. And we are a saline being, which means we have natural salts within ourselves. So we really, really need to have that. And Karen put on the plants, and yes, natural plants. This guy, I'm trying to keep him in front of me. This guy, he's a cactus, right? You can kind of see he's got points. If you are working in a spot here, so I have an office, I have where I do my work. I have, it's called a plant, it's called a snake plant, or a mother-in-law tongue plant, which is the long, like they look like swords. That plant,
mother-in-law's tongue looks like a sword. That's a aptly named.
Right? And so that breaks up the energy of all the negativity, and same with cactuses. And that's why I like to have cactuses around. I put this guy in the bathroom because if you think about it, the bathroom is the most toxic place in the whole world. Why? Because it's our dumping ground. We eliminate everything in there. So our bathrooms also should be closed. And if you don't want to close your bathroom, that's fine, because you need light. Like ours, you need to close the toilet lid. The toilet lid
Yeah.
always needs to close. Why? Because what do you put in it? Waste, and it's toxic.
It sure is. A lot of people don't
Right?
realize that. You need to put the toilet seat down before you flush.
Yeah.
Otherwise, all that stuff gets airborne. But anyway, I guess that'd be another
But
juicy
again,
subject
that's
for
an
another
energy
time.
thing
But
too. Just the
mhm,
energy of it, right? We're eliminating waste. And if you're thinking about that, if you don't flush the toilet and you leave the door open, you're inviting all of that dirty energy back into the house, back into what,
mhm,
like, so much of what we do, like when we eliminate, is toxic, right? Now, can it be recycled to, fertilize? Yes, it can, but it takes bacteria, it takes whichever, right? And we know that it can. Why? I live on an acreage. I have a septic field. And it doesn't hurt the animals or anything around here. So you know that it does all that stuff. So, but for
mhm,
the protection part of things, there's so many different things, and you got to find what you feel is right for you, right? Like what you feel like, because
mhm,
if you feel it's hooey, hogwash, shit's not going to work. It doesn't matter. Again, it comes back to you and this temple and the mind and the body working as one instead of separated together, right?
mhm,
We can't
mhm,
be two separate things.
mhm. Um,
All right.
Fearlessly says, Karen, have you ever thought about making garden organs? Like, I don't know, was just thinking for my indoor garden, I pictured copper coils and beautiful little organs. Oh, absolutely. I've used
Oh,
many, many. In fact, the woman I told you about earlier, who, when I moved here, bought quite a bit of my orgone generators, she used them to repair plants. So she used to graft different kinds of apple trees together on one tree to produce different kinds of apples and things like that.
wow.
And she used my orgone generators to heal her plants. I've used them many times. Sometimes I'll take a wand even and just stick it right in the dirt to rejuvenate plants. So yes, absolutely. Now, I'm not making them. My friend was making them. He's not making them anymore. I designed them. He made them. I commissioned him and he made them for me. And he's not making them anymore. So all I have is what's on my website. Everything's in a limited supply. I only have 2 or 3 of some items, maybe a dozen of another, but mostly I don't have a lot left. And I haven't found anyone new, and I don't make it myself. Where I live is very cold most of the year, at least very cold 6 months out of the year. This is not good weather for making orgone generators. So I just wanted to let you know in case. But yes, absolutely. You can use them not just for your plants, but you can make these beautiful little presentations for any room of the house. You can put them around a little potted plant. There's so many ways to use them. It's pretty much unlimited. But I agree with Joan. Plants are protection, salt is protection, crystals are protection, orgone generators are protection. And then we didn't really even get into prayer or angels. There
Right.
are angels all around us. In fact, sometimes when I first became aware, it was almost like a bit embarrassing because I have to go to the bathroom and get changed and do things like and here there's all these angelic beings, but they're not concerned about those kinds of things, but they're all around us and they're very anxious to help. So there's that. And I'm wondering if I have left anything out, Joan.
I think, like, so I know Fearless is saying she lives near a 5G tower. There, like, you
Yeah.
can put crystals back into the earth. So you can, like, honestly, shungite is really good for that. Shungite
Mm-hmm.
dissipates all the radiation and all of those things that come from there. However, you can also bless your land, right? Here's this one, this one she said was the shungite one. You can put that
Mm-hmm.
outside, right? These don't have to be specific and just be in the house for you. You can put them outside. But you can bless your land and you do you take some tobacco and you sprinkle it over your plants or your garden to consecrate it, and it allows that energy, right? And that brings back the elementals that do cultivate our gardens for us that we don't realize, right? And they, you give little things here and there for them. Even like the fairies, they love sugar, right? So I, it's weird, I'm tiny, but I still love sugar. So maybe I'm part sugar. So you can buy this at the dollar store, and I take a handful and I sprinkle it around my yard, and I give it to the fairies. It's their giveaway to help protect and watch my house. And yes, for tobacco, I just buy the tobacco from I don't know, from where 7-Eleven or a gas station, and I buy the pouch, whichever pouch, the cheapest one, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't need flavor. Like the less, the better, right? Like you don't want flavors or anything like that. You just, you give. It's your giveaway to the earth and saying thank you for the abundance, thank you, right? It's always about the abundance. And yes, you can buy the pouches. In Alberta, it's around $50 for a pouch. Okay. And yeah, right. Or you grow your own. I don't know. Here where it's way too cold.
Yeah, although I know that some people grow a bit of tobacco indoor. Tennessee, Kentucky, Bigfoot says fearlessly and all, we grow tobacco, can send you
Wow.
seeds, still need to send Karen a care package. Oh my God, I would love to get some tobacco seeds, and I will share them with Joan. Okay, that would be awesome.
You're in Alberta?
Yeah, that would be. Oh, fearlessly. This is interesting. So, fearlessly Phoenixing, who is with us today, she lived in the Comox Valley when I lived in the Comox Valley. We lived very near to each other, and now she's in Edmonton. You're in Calgary. I'm in the central Alberta area, and isn't that interesting that we are so close to each other? And
Yeah.
here we met on the World Wide Web. So we're quickly running out of time, but I want to, before I forget, I want to thank everyone in the live chat and Joan for being so kind to promote my crystals and my orgone generators. It's a way that I help to cover some of my expenses besides channel memberships. If you guys are interested or can afford it, please consider a channel membership. Also, December, shoot, let me see the date. Sorry. December 14th. Everyone who comes to the live chat, December 14th, that's for the Aliens and Angels podcast, the show in the live chat. And anyone who wants to, like Tennessee, if you want to come on board fearlessly, if you want to come on board, and we're just going to have an informal discussion and talk about things. And you'd be welcome to come right up on the stage and we can meet each other. And I thought it would be really cool. But if you're shy, you don't have to. So I wanted to throw that out there before I forget. So we're quickly running out of time. Joan, why don't you tell everybody what you're up to? Any final thoughts? And where people can find you, what you're up to.
Okay, so I will touch on one thing that we kind of glossed over. Again, it's the prayer, right? So it can be, so I grew up Catholic, right? And it's like pray before you eat. It can be something like this: God is good, God is great. Thank you for the grub. Yay. Like, literally.
Yeah. It's giving thanks.
Right? And so the same thing for protection, right? I know thank you, universe, for protecting me and always keeping me safe and being here and allowing me to transmute this energy to you. Thank you. Thank you. And I am grateful. Thank you. And that's all. It doesn't have to be a specific prayer. There are books with lots of prayers. That's great, but at the time, it's hard to remember those things. So I'm just going to say, just remember, it's okay. And also, where I'm going to say this before, because I know Karen's been on here longer, and you're probably able to hype her videos. So I'm going to say, if you're able to hype her video, please hype it, like and subscribe, of course, to both hers and mine. I am starting to get my ducks in a row. It's been a process to get back into podcasting when I just had to just show up for my own. And now Bold Brave is no longer, and it's a shit show. But it's getting there, and I appreciate it. And I will now be doing TikTok lives because I just got approved. So thank you. And yeah, so look for my podcasts on Spotify and all wherever you listen, but look for my picture, not the one with the rainbow behind it, but mine. So it comes to me. All right. But yeah, so Karen, show us where we can find you and all this stuff.
Yeah, well, all the links are below for Joan and I. Most of you are my regulars, so you know where to find me. Wednesdays, Quantum Guide Show, 1 p.m. Mountain Time. Sunday is the Aliens and Angels podcast at noon. It's an hour earlier, noon on Sundays. And I want to thank everyone for joining us. Thank you for promoting and saying such kind things about me and about my orgone generators. You can go to my website, www.karenholtonhealthcoach.com. I'm obviously a different kind of health coach. And I guess that is about it. Thank you, everybody, for joining us in the live chat. Rodney, very nice to see you. And for those of you who are outside of North America, please forgive me for saying your name wrong, mispronouncing, not knowing whether you're male or female. I'm sorry. I'm so out of touch. I wish I was more in touch, but I'm not. And so this is the best you get for me. But I want you to know I appreciate each and every one of you very much for being here. And here we go. One more important comment here. Fearlessly says, make sure if listening on Spotify to leave a review. It also helps to get the podcast out there to even more people. So I know you can leave stars on Joan's audio platforms. I'm assuming you can leave stars on
even
mine.
On yours.
I'm not very technical, so I don't really even know how to make any of that work. I tried going on and leaving you stars, Joan, and it wouldn't let me unless I logged in.
Listen. Right? There's you have to
listen.
Yeah, I did listen. So many. Oh yeah, then you have to log in. You have to make an account. They don't like.
And I didn't want to make an account to all these different audio platforms because I'm not very technically. Guys, in a couple of months, I'm going to be 70. And I'm telling you, it is a lot to wrap my head around it. I remember we had our first transistor radios. We had the old dial telephones. I'm ancient.
I remember the 8-tracks.
Huh?
Remember 8-tracks?
Yeah, well, 8-tracks came out and then cassettes. And yeah, I'm older than any of that stuff. In fact, when I was a child, most people didn't even have TVs. So anyway, sorry, not to brag about being the oldest old person here, but I'm just saying that technical stuff I'm not good for it. I have, and I don't hire anyone. I have to figure it all out for myself. So anyway, enough whining about me. Everybody has a wonderful week. I hope you come back tomorrow for the Quantum Guide Show. I had a last minute cancellation of my guests, so I'm going to be doing it on my own. So if those of you in the live chat could show up, I'd really appreciate the support to help me with the conversation. And that's about it, Joan. I guess that's it for today. And sure enjoyed everybody being here. And much love to each and every one of you. And
absolutely.
Yeah, all good.
So thank you again. I am also extremely grateful for you all, and I love the conversation all the time. every time.
Awesome. Yeah, I enjoy my conversations with you too, Joan. It's great. So I do the Quantum Guide show so I can interview people who are interesting. I got the Aliens and Angels podcast, which is all that sort of fringe genre. But this is my chance to get together with you and we just talk about
Right.
stuff.
What are you talking about
I love
tomorrow?
it so
Quickly.
much, so.
What are you talking about tomorrow?
It's about unseen guides. So it's actually a little bit like today, but it's unseen guides and invisible paranormal supports.
Sweet.
So that's the
Well,
show tomorrow.
if you want, I can help you.
Oh, okay. Well, let me be in touch and see if you want to come on and help. And that would be great. But anyway, let's close out
All
the
right.
show. Let everybody get on with their day, and we'll see you all. Bye, everybody.